So now I'd like to Andrea Stith from the BioFrontiers Institute, and she's going to focus more on graduate education.
Hello, everyone. I'm really pleased and honored to have the opportunity to speak with you today and to share with you the experiences of the BioFrontiers Institute with the IQ Biology PhD Certificate Program and how we have tried to implement interdisciplinary education at the graduate level. So first, I'll tell you briefly about the BioFrontiers Institute. It is an interdisciplinary research institute at CU Boulder. The building that you see here, oops, not there, that you see here is the Ginny Smalley Carruthers Biotechnology Building. It was just opened about a year and a half ago, and it houses faculty from multiple departments. It has a number of core facilities, classrooms, meeting rooms, and also open collaborative spaces. And this is the environment that is also the home to the IQ Biology students and programs. IQ Biology stands for Interdisciplinary Quantitative Biology, and it is the focus of the program is not really trying to solve a specific problem. What we try and do is teach our students to bring various quantitative biology techniques, quantitative techniques to biology. The director of the program is Tom Check, and he is also the director of the BioFrontiers Institute. Our first class was enrolled in 2001, so we are quite a new program, and so we find that things, are still in quite a bit in flux. We're pleased and honored to have been. We have had in our 3 classes a total of 22 students, so we average about 7 students a year. We have had 1 graduate already who decided that he wanted to do the IQ Biology core curriculum in his final year of graduate school. So we also have 42 faculty who participate in our program in various ways from 13 different departments and programs at the CU Boulder campus and also the CU system more broadly, so down in Denver. So the first year of the IQ Biology program is the core curriculum, and that is the most critical year for our students. And the students are also funded by the program for the first 2 years of their graduate study. Now, while I said that there were 13 different programs that are affiliated and departments affiliated with the IQ Biology program, we have official MOUs with these 8 departments that you see here, and these are the only departments that students can get a PhD in while also getting a certificate in interdisciplinary quantitative biology. The student backgrounds, they have there's quite a variety of students who come into our program, and the thing that does unite them, however, is their interest in interdisciplinary science. And you see that the students come to interdisciplinarity in various ways. Some have double majors, some through major with a minor, and others had their curiosity piqued simply by significant research experience as undergraduates, and they decided as a graduate student that they really want to study a problem in greater depth and detail, and so we welcome them as well. Just to review some of the major program components for IQ Biology and how it's structured, I did say that the first year is a critical year for IQ Biology, which means that students apply directly to IQ Biology and the university at the same time, and the application will be considered by us and up to as many as 3 different departments. The first year, I'll go into core curriculum in a little bit, but what we want them to do is all come together and spend that first year as a very tight interdisciplinary cohort. We have a very structured interdisciplinary mentoring program where there are 3 committee meetings per year, and they are spaced at very critical junctures in that first year curriculum to help students decide, how they need to, what things they need to do to fulfill their interdisciplinary interests and needs. Students choose their formal PhD program at the end of their first year, and this has turned out to be a fairly interesting and critical component of the program. As I mentioned, we do have MOUs with specific departments, and the primary goal of this is to minimize time to degree for students, because this first-year curriculum. We don't want to add a full year towards their PhD program. I mentioned the students do have a home in JICVB, which means they have an interdisciplinary interaction space that's just for them. They can use that for studying, for socializing, for just about anything they'd like to use it for. Their dissertation must also have a substantive interdisciplinary component, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about how we try and manage that. And then also, students are encouraged to remain active in the IQ biology program throughout their graduate career. So a few details about the key curricular elements. At the request of the first-year cohort, the 2011 cohort, we implemented a boot camp, and we've had it 2 years in a row now, and it's been a very successful element, largely because it's kind of a team-building exercise where they spend the first week before classes start just going back over basic computer science, biochemistry and biology, and mathematics. They take 3 core courses. They also take what we call gap-filling courses. So, for example, a computer science student might be strong in math but have next to no background in biology, and so very commonly these gap-filling courses are actually taken at the undergraduate level. They also do 3 lab rotations, and they can choose any department on campus that they want to do those rotations in, as long as it's relevant to their development as researchers and points them in the direction of a research problem that they want to study. These rotations are one of the most popular components of our program. And as I mentioned, we already have active mentoring, and also they must go to what we call IQ biology seminars, which are a compilation of the interdisciplinary focused BioFrontiers seminars, as well as departmental seminars from all of our departmental partners. In years 2 and on, the students must participate in the Interdisciplinary Student Symposium, which is a student-run symposium that features their own research. They also must participate in our idea exchanges, which I neglected to mention before, are kind of hour-long, very casual scientific discussions where students get to meet various researchers on campus. They also must go to BioFrontiers seminars, and they must have an IQ biology representative on their dissertation committee. The focus of that person is to make sure that the thesis is truly interdisciplinary. It's not just something that's slapped on at the last minute. So briefly, the core courses, all of them are co-taught by 2 professors from different departments. The courses are taken in the fall. The Foundations in Quantitative Biology class is a 3-credit lecture plus a 3-credit practicum that is computer-based. In the spring, they take cells, molecules, and tissues, the biophysical approach, which basically looks at how you measure forces and other phenomenon at various levels, say the atomic, molecular, cellular, and tissue levels. Then the statistics and computation for genomes and metagenomes is basically computation in genetics and genomics. So as I said, we don't really try and point the students to trying to bring to study a specific problem. So how do we kind of keep the program cohesive? I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it, but this is kind of how we do it. We say you need to at least take one field that's in the biosciences area and then one that's in the quantitative science area. It's up to you to pick whether you want to mix biochem with applied math, cellular biology with physics. That's up to you. And these here are just some examples of appropriate topics in each of those areas. And so what we do is basically say, as long as you are somewhere in this realm, you're consistent with the goals and purpose of our program. In addition, we try to identify some core competencies that we want our students to graduate with. And we focus on process, broader impacts, and knowledge. And each of these aspects, say under process, like experimental design, we try and tie with a specific curricular element, and that would be the idea exchanges or the research rotations or the coursework. And so that's kind of how we try and make sure that our students are, even though they're coming from very diverse backgrounds, marching along and gaining a set of core competencies that is significant with the program that we have. So other program outcomes that we try and measure are, I already went into the students. and that was the core competencies. But we also try and measure the impact on our faculty. For example, how does their participation in IQ biology help cross-fertilize ideas between departments, build a sense of community and collaboration, and also create team teaching opportunities? And as far as institutional impact, we're looking for developing and sustaining new mechanisms for interdisciplinary training, recruiting diverse students, attracting underrepresented students, retaining graduate students, and we want program long-term stability. Just to give one example of how this program has impacted one of our students, we had a student, Joey Azafefa, who came from a biology and biochemistry background, and in short, as a result of his first year, he ended up as a computer science PhD student. What have we learned? The boot camp is very valuable. Diverse student education backgrounds is critical. The project and paper-based learning is preferred by the students very much. They want to emphasize process, not content. Students with strong ties to the lab may be more challenged to embrace interdisciplinary experiences, and we provide free tutoring for the students. They're not really that interested. Let's see. Some of the challenges are not delaying time to degree, giving students credit for transdisciplinary studies. So the undergraduate courses that I mentioned they take before, trying to get some graduate credit, we think is a worthy goal, and we're still trying to convince everybody else of that. And also co-teaching and creating a truly integrated interdisciplinary curriculum is quite a challenge. So you see here what we need to know, but I'm sorry? Yeah, exactly. I'll go ahead and wrap it up. But one of the main things we want to do is really try to maximize the value of the first year. And one of the things we constantly debate is curricular flexibility through gap courses, rotations versus common experience through core courses, ideas exchanges, and seminars. So with that, I'll thank you very much for your attention.